This is part 2 of inventory, and now I'll be covering the perpetual system. I'll be showing you the journal entries, and we're going to do LIFO, FIFO, and weighted average. And we will be looking at the same problem we looked at for periodic, so you can see the difference. So accounting for inventory, we have perpetual. Now with perpetual, this would be like if they had a barcode system. We're going to transfer costs from inventory to cost of goods sold every time we make a sale. We always record 2 entries. We're going to book the sale and then transfer the cost from inventory to cost of goods sold. All costs associated with inventory go directly into the inventory account. Regardless of the method used, must do a year-end physical inventory. Now, here is an example, and I'll show you the difference with the journal entries. Company had beginning inventory of $20,000, purchased $100,000 in goods with terms 210 net pen. So again, when we buy the goods, it goes to our inventory account. When we paid the freight, it goes to our inventory account. When we return goods, it reduces our inventory account. And when we pay the balance, if we pay early, that credit goes to inventory and it reduces our costs. Now, when we make a sale, we're going to book the revenue, set up the receivable, and then we're going to take it out of inventory and take it to cost of goods sold. Now, determining ending inventory. Well, here's what would happen. All of these transactions would have affected our inventory account, and this was our total cost of goods available for sale. We subtract out our cost of goods sold, and we have ending inventory of $25,000. All of these transactions would be in our inventory account. Now let's take a look at the cost flow methods. Again, we're going to be looking at FIFO, first cost in, is the first cost out, cost of goods sold. LIFO, lost cost in, is the first cost out. And average cost. We determine a per unit cost, but here's the difference. With average cost, we have to make sure that we're going to redo this every time we make a sale. Now here's our same problem that we had from periodic. And we're now going to go through and do the same thing, i.e. figure out what's our total cost of goods available for sale and total units available for sale. How many units did we sell, so we can determine what we have left in ending inventory. So we're going to take each unit times the cost so that we can add those up and get our total cost of goods available for sale. We had 6,000 units we could have sold at a total cost of $117,000. We then figure out our total sales, which was $147,600, and we know we sold 4,700 units. Now we can figure out how many we had left in ending inventory, which is 1,300. Now again, what we're going to do is allocate $117,000 between units sold and units in ending inventory, and when we total it together, regardless of what method we use, it has to equal that 117. Now, again, we're doing perpetual inventory costing. We're going to do FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average. So we're going to start with FIFO. Under perpetual. Now, in this example, we had a sale of 2,500 units. So that means we're going to take 1,000 from beginning, because with FIFO, we take our first cost in as the first cost out. That's going to go to cost of goods sold. And we're going to take another 1,500 out, leaving 500 in ending inventory at that time. We bought another 3,000, and then we sold 2,200. But since this is FIFO, we're going to take those 500 units at 18. And then the balance is going to come from our units purchased at 23. And now we have our total cost of goods sold, and our inventory, ending inventory, is going to be 1,300 times 23. And if you remember, that's the same answer we got for periodic. and our gross profit would be $60,500. Again, you get the same answer whether you use perpetual or periodic for FIFO. Now, LIFO and weighted average is different. You're going to get a different answer. Now, here we are with LIFO. Last cost in is the first out. So what we're going to do when we sell those 2,500 units is we're first going to go for those 2,000 units. And then we're going to take 500 out of the $12 lot, leaving 500 behind. Now, when we sell that 2,200, we're going to take it out of the 3,000 units. Now we have our 1,300 left. And that gives us our ending inventory, 24.4. Our total cost of goods is 92.6. Again, our total cost of goods available for sale has been allocated, and our gross profit would be $55,000. Now, weighted average. What we do with weighted average is at the point we made a sale, we then add up how many units we had available for sale, the cost associated with those units, divide by total cost by total units. We get an average cost of $16 per unit. We're going to take that $16 times the 2,500 units that were sold, and that would be the cost of goods sold that would be booked at that point. We now have in our ending inventory 500 at 16. Remember, we have to use that average cost for the units remaining. Then we include our 3,000 at 23. Now we made a sale again. What we're going to have to do is take our 3,500 units and divide it into our total cost. We get a new average cost of $22 per unit. And now this tells us what our cost of goods sold will be at that point when we sold those 2,200 units. When we add those up, our cost of goods sold is going to be $88,400. Units in ending inventory would be 1,300 times 22, and that would give us 28,600. When we add those together, again, we get the 117. Our gross profit would be $59,200. So the thing to always remember when you're using average cost or moving average for perpetual, you have to recalculate every time you make a sale, and any units that you have left over are now going to be priced at that new average cost. That concludes this presentation.